Now, a 17-year-old girl recovering after police say she was slashed in the face on a subway right here in the Bronx this week.
News 12's Marissa Santorelli is at the 149th Street station with more on the new measures in place to protect riders. Good morning.
Yep, good morning, ladies. That incident happening on the 4 train on Tuesday evening. Now, police tell us that a 17-year-old girl, well, she hopped on the subway over at the 161st Street station. That's when they say a man approached her and slashed her in the face. Now, we have a look at that suspect. I want you to take a good look at your screen here. Do you recognize this man? Police say he slashed that 17-year-old girl on her left cheek at around 4:43 p.m. on Tuesday and ran off. Now, when she arrived here at the 149th Street station, she was taken to an area hospital and thankfully is expected to be okay. But one day later, Governor Kathy Hochul announced she deployed 250 additional National Guard members here to city subway stations for the busy holiday season, bringing the total now to 1,000 members. Now, it was part of her 5-point plan she announced back in March to reduce transit crime across the city. And Governor Kathy Hochul, she says it's working. She says since March, transit crime is actually down 10% across the city. But the numbers here in the Bronx tell a different story. NYPD data shows transit crime is actually up 10% this year compared to last, with about 350 crimes so far. And right here in the 40th precinct, transit crime is up a whopping 33%. Now,
hey there, Patriots. This is True Outlaw Patriot coming at you with another one. The video that I'm putting together tonight, I know it's the holiday season. I know it's Christmas time and all that. Everybody's trying to deal with different things. I'm not putting this video out to upset anybody's holiday or anything like that. I'm putting this video out for a couple of reasons. Okay, one being that regardless of what is going on, it just seems like mayors and governors, okay, to these blue states, they are basically lying through their teeth at the expense of innocent people, and they just don't care, okay, of who gets hurt as long as their agenda keeps getting pushed. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I'm also putting it out because the past couple of days, me going and doing, checking out different stories and stuff like that from different content creators on different platforms, I've noticed that it doesn't matter who's getting hurt, okay? It doesn't matter who the victims are. It just seems like there are a ton of content creators doubling and tripling and quadrupling down, okay, pushing the leftist agenda that the media is putting out, that the Biden regime is still putting out, that everything is all fine, but since everyone voted for Trump, things are going to get worse. Okay, now the couple of stories that I'm putting together, this being the first one, okay. Like I said, some of this video is going to, is going to be a bit disturbing. Some of it is going to be, hopefully, something good for Chicago, okay? Because there's talk about people in Chicago basically telling Brandon Johnson they want him out, okay? They just want him out. They want him gone. That's it. They want nothing more to do with him. But it seems that Brandon Johnson, just like Mayor Adams, just like Governor Pritzker, just like Governor Kathy Hochul, they don't care what the people want. Okay? They're fighting tooth and nail to hold on to their position while the whole time lying to the to the American people. Okay? The content creators are doing the same thing. They're all in lockstep, pushing an agenda that is false. Now, I can make this video for the next 2 hours and point out a few people. I'm not going to do that at this point. At some point I will. I don't know if anybody heard the way Tim Pool basically invited a content creator, a little weasel, okay, that's all over social media, and basically nearly made that boy cry. okay, on his channel. You know, when I started this channel, it was to spread awareness, okay, and it was going to be awareness on many different things, not to benefit one side, but to let people know what's going on, okay. So when the time is right, I will be putting out video, okay. If not here, it's going to be on one of my other platforms, but I will be putting out video calling out these content creators, okay, because the stuff that they're putting out is just as bad, if not worse. I don't know if it could be any worse than people like Joy Reid, MSNBC, CNN, whoever the case is. But it's just that you have a platform. If people want to hate the mainstream media, that's one thing. But when you have a platform where you're reaching the average person more than the mainstream media, because the mainstream media is on a downward spiral, you are doing more of a disservice to the mainstream media. People on the left and the right expect the mainstream media to spin stories around. When you have a platform and you're basically lying more and more and more to a wider audience, you are part of the problem. Okay? You just seen the video, what I just played about what happened to a 17-year-old girl in the Bronx, okay? On 165th Street, the 4 train, that's down by Jerome Avenue. Okay, I know, I'm from the Bronx, that's my old stomping ground. This goes to show how brazen these criminals are. Okay, if anybody knows the Bronx, you know what I'm talking about. The 4 train down on 161st is literally, you can throw a bottle from the 4 train when you get out right to Yankee Stadium. Right up the block, 2 blocks up, okay, you've got courthouses. Okay, you've got 3 different courthouses. Okay, you've got tons of cops all over the place. And yet, some guy, for whatever reason, decided to go and slash a young girl in the face. Okay, and then you have people like Kathy Hochul saying that her 5-point initiative that is making things safer is lying about the numbers because the NYPD had to come out and say what she just said is a lie. Crime is not down 10%. Crime is up 10%. Okay? Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, that's what the police is saying, and you can't trust the cops, whatever the case is, yada, yada, yada. Okay, fine. This video came out 14 hours ago, but the news reporter said it happened on Tuesday. So it's safe to say it happened last Tuesday. So now the story's coming out. They're trying to find the guy who did this to this girl. Okay, and I hope they catch him. Okay, I truly hope they do. And they will. They will. What the reason is going to be why he did it, it's going to be anybody's guess. What kind of punishment or what kind of spin the leftist media is going to put on it, who knows. Okay? But now Kathy Hochul is saying that crime is down. Okay? Eric Adams is saying that crime is down too. He said it many a times. I've done videos on that. Okay? Saying that things are getting better in New York. Now, if you don't want to watch the next clip that I'm going to play that happened supposedly early this morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, okay, then might as well turn off the video now. Okay? But so much that they're saying that crime is down on the subway. Okay? So much that they're saying that there's a lot of misinformation going out there from people. Don't believe your lying eyes and ears. Listen to us. Listen to us leftist shills on social media. Listen to the leftist shills on the mainstream media. How about we listen to an incident that happened in New York on the subway earlier today? Here we go.
They're calling it one of the most depraved crimes a person could possibly commit against another human being. A woman is dead after being set on fire in the subway, and tonight a person of interest is in custody. Fox 5's Kendall Green is in Lower Manhattan live now, where police just issued an update on this unbelievable case. Kendall.
Hi, good evening. The police just announced an arrest in this torch bar murder, and they said that this victim didn't even know the suspect. So let's take a look at the video from the scene earlier today. Now, around 7:30 this morning, the victim and the suspect both rode the F train to the end of the line at the Stillwell Avenue subway station. Now, police say the victim was seated when a 33-year-old man, a migrant from Guatemala, who police haven't identified yet, approached the female victim and set her on fire with his lighter, her clothes fully engulfed. Now, online videos of the incident, which we're choosing not to air, shows the victim standing on the car, taking steps with her entire body in flames, with the suspect apparently in that same video sitting on a bench just outside of the subway car before he got away. At least one responding officer appears on scene and captured clear images of the suspect on the body-worn camera video. Now, so far, again, police say the woman and the man didn't know each other, made no contact before the incident, and it remains unclear why he did it now, but police are crediting 3 high schoolers who recognized the suspect at the J in York Street station and called them.
Officers who were on patrol on the upper level of that station smelled and saw smoke and went to investigate. What they saw was a person standing inside the train car, fully engulfed in flames. With the help of an MTA employee and a fire extinguisher, the flames were put out. Unfortunately, it was too late, and the victim was pronounced on the scene.
Once again, the cameras put us there and put us in that direction, and we were able to figure out that he was involved in it later on, after we got the camera video footage back.
Now, police say the person of interest had a lighter in his pocket when they apprehended him, and he had a gray hooded sweatshirt, blue jeans, and a dark-colored knit hat with a red band and brown boots. And police also said they're checking with their state database just to confirm his identity before they release it to the public. But that's latest.
The United States has been rocked by outrage following a shocking incident where a Guatemalan migrant, Sebastian Zapeta, allegedly set a sleeping woman ablaze on the F train in New York City. This horrific act took place on a Sunday morning, leaving the victim to perish before help could arrive. The incident has stirred significant public and political discourse, particularly due to the location. It occurred on the same subway line where the controversial Daniel Penny and Jordan Neely encounter transpired earlier in the year. Sebastian Zapeta, identified as a 25-year-old from Guatemala, was swiftly apprehended by law enforcement at the scene. The attack, which happened near Coney Island, involved Zapeta allegedly igniting the woman while she was asleep on the train. The brutality of the crime just days before Christmas has intensified the public's demand for justice and safety on public transit systems.
All right, people, I'm going to cut it right here because you don't need to see all this. They blocked it out, obviously. You see what's going on. Supposedly, this is the guy right here sitting down. If you see where my green cursor is, that's him right there, supposedly watching what's going on. And then I watched the rest of the video. A cop comes in this way walking. I'm just going to leave it at that. I guess... I don't know. I can't speak on the cop's behalf of what was going on. Obviously, there's no audio, so you can't hear nothing, but I could only imagine. Okay? Now, a couple of things. You have an illegal migrant that went, okay, and did this to some innocent woman on the train. She's gone. Okay, she lost her life. You have another guy in the video that I showed you earlier that slashed a 17-year-old girl's face. Okay. Now, Kathy Hochul and Mayor Adams are saying that everything is fine and dandy in New York. Okay. She's going as far, Kathy Hochul, saying that since March, crime on subway has been down. Here are 2 incidents, okay, that happened in New York within a week. Okay. Now, everybody knows, and I've been putting a lot of video content out about this. More and more females in New York are being attacked. Okay? Me growing up in the Bronx, you didn't hear about shit like this. You didn't hear about the constant abuse towards women. Okay? Not on this level. the rapes, the kidnappings, the murders. You didn't hear about all that. Were there incidents? Yes, but on this scale, no. But yet, you got the left trying to downplay everything that's going on while trying to lift up, okay, their Democrat overlords and pushing out content and pushing out rhetoric and an agenda that, if you believe anything that anybody on the ground is saying, you're crazy. You must be a far-right extremist. That's not what's going on. Don't believe your lying eyes and ears. Don't believe the words of the victims. What makes it even more worse is when you have male content creators going along with that, which shows that they have no regard for women. But yet they want to point the finger and call people like Donald Trump a rapist, when that is totally false. But yet they won't cover the real crime that's going on against women, okay, against American citizens, against anybody for that matter. They won't talk about that, okay? So what happens now? What is the mainstream media going to say about the guy that slashed a girl's face and about this guy that just killed a woman on the train? How are they going to spin it? What are they going to say? Oh, they both suffer from, I don't know, some kind of mental condition? Because that's the first thing they're going to say. Okay? They'll totally try to ignore the fact, okay, that one of them was an illegal immigrant. We don't know who the other person is. Might be, maybe not. Either way, it's men attacking women. Okay? Where's all the outrage now? Where has been all the outrage to protect the women, not only of New York, but all over the United States? No, they rather bitch and moan about abortion, saying that women are in danger, okay, because the Supreme Court decided to leave the states making the decision about abortion. That they feel that women are in danger. But meanwhile, women are really in danger. Okay, again, by being kidnapped, being raped, being murdered, being slashed in the face, you name it, they're being attacked. Where are all the protests? Where are all the thousands of people out there in the streets, especially in New York, protesting all the crime that's being done to their own neighbors? Women at that. They won't say a damn word. They won't say nothing. As a matter of fact, you heard what the woman said. I mean, even though it's a AI generated voice, okay, but it's no secret. Okay, Daniel Penny was arrested for getting into a confrontation with a guy on the same subway system, okay, that the guy lost his life. Everybody wanted to throw the book at him because he was a white dude, okay, the victim was a black guy. That was tons of outrage, even though the guy that wind up losing his life already had a criminal record, had problems. They cried and bitched and moaned more for his rights. Okay, where are you protesting now the rights of the 17-year-old girl that got her face slashed and the woman that was just torched to death? I'd like to know, even though this just started, this just happened, I should say. I'm going to see if I hold my breath to see if anybody is going to go out there en masse and protest the way all you people out there, all you leftists out there, protested for the guy that lost his life when Daniel Penny was trying to protect people on the train. I'm not going to hold my breath for that long because you're not going to do it. Okay? You won't do it. Because you people are part of the problem. That's why. You don't care. Okay? You people are hate-filled. Okay? You hate this country. You hate the people that don't agree with you. And instead of just saying, you know what? Let's push our differences of the people we don't like to the side. Let's at least get together, you know, to form a common bond to say that we will not tolerate the attack against innocent people and women and children. But you won't even do that because you don't care. It goes against your narrative. Okay? So, Kathy Hochul says everything is good in New York. Mayor Adams says everything is good in New York. Don't worry about the migrants. Don't worry about the criminals. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about that. Here we are. And they wonder why so many people, okay, have decided to leave the Democrat Party and vote Republican and are still leaving in droves. But just like Kathy Hochul just lied about the statistics, okay, something tells me that the powers that be in New York are lying also about the statistics of certain, I don't know, elections. Let's put it that way. But I don't want anybody to think that, you know, I'm one of these voting conspiracy theorists or whatever the case is. But you know what? You keep lying to the people, and it's going to get to the point that it's not going to matter what side the people decide to vote on. It's going to be those people that are going to get together and basically oust all you people out. And it should happen as of yesterday, in my opinion. Kathy Hochul is unfit to be governor of New York. Eric Adams is unfit to be mayor of New York. Plain and simple. Okay? That's the New York segment I got for this. Let's move to the Chicago segment, because something pretty interesting came up since people are telling Brandon Johnson that they want him out. Okay? I mean, he's only got a 14% approval rating. How the man stays in power with a 14% approval rating is beyond me. Let's get to the next video clip so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Here we go.
Far-left Mayor Brandon Johnson facing calls to resign. It comes after the city's public schools CEO was fired Friday after he refused to take out a $300 million loan for a new teachers union contract. That is the same union that once employed Mayor Johnson. One op-ed arguing it is time for Johnson to resign, saying this, quote, "You have demonstrated you are not a mayor for all of Chicago, but only for your friends at the Chicago Teachers Union. You are willing to use your power to benefit those closest to you while using the children you say you care about as political cover for your disastrous decision-making." Our next guest says this loan was all about Johnson's push to help illegal migrants, already costing his own taxpayers more than $500 million, that's with a B, billion dollars. Chicago resident Kata Truss joins us now with more. Kata, good morning. What a non-Christmas gift for the CEO, Pedro Martinez. What happened here?
Good morning. Basically what happened is our mayor has decided that he wanted CEO Pedro Martinez to leave. They asked him to resign when he refused to secure the $300 million loan that the city wanted him to incur. That would have put the city basically in a junk bond status and lowered the city's credit rating. And Pedro refused to adhere to that. Also, you know, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about, prior to our new elected school board being appointed, all of the board members resigned because when the mayor asked them to fire Pedro Martinez initially, they refused, citing that there was no real reason to fire him and the fact that they agreed with him not taking out the loan. And so, you know, we have our mayor who went to our state senator to maneuver the laws that took place that got our elected school board so that the Chicago Teachers Union could have control and of how those people were elected, and also giving the mayor more control, or CTU, because they're one and the same, when the appointments for the Chicago new elected board were appointed. And so as you see, initially, all of the members were supposed to be elected, and Mayor Johnson went to our state senator, I guess head in hand, and asked him to do things a little differently, and to change how the members were going to be appointed, as well as how they were elected. I think that we would be remiss if we didn't talk about the fact that they asked these parents and regular community members to come up with 1,000 signatures in order to get on the ballot. Now keep in mind that we have congressmen and state senators who don't have to have more than 300 signatures to get on the ballot. So to ask a parent to come up with that kind of signatures was already setting parents up to fail, putting him in a position to appoint the people that he wanted to appoint, which is why we have now our CEO of the Chicago Public Schools now being fired.
Hey, Connor, let's take a...
Okay, let me jump in real quick because it's a short video. Okay, so now you have more scandal on top of all the other scandal that's going on in Chicago with the mayor and the governor. Okay, sounds to me, for all you leftists that think you know what the hell you're talking about, one particular person that I have in mind watching his content saying that, you know, trying to downplay on social media that the crime and all the chaos in Chicago is actually not what people are talking about. It sounds to me like the mayor, okay, is pulling some strong arm tactic, okay, some I don't know, some organized crime move on the people of Chicago, okay, and not only doing that, it sounds like he's trying to embezzle more money by getting more people to go in with his plan, okay, to the tune of millions of dollars more. And then when that person comes out and says, no, I want nothing to do with this because you're going to wind up hurting more people in the long run, that person gets fired. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? But if that doesn't sound like organized crime, I don't know what does. Okay, if that doesn't sound like a leftist agenda, the way they've been doing things, I mean, you know, pick your politician. Okay? Whether it's Kamala Harris, whether it's Joe Biden, whether it's Nancy Pelosi, I mean, Gavin Newsom, it doesn't matter. Okay? All these leftists do is stay in power by their own will, not by the will of the people. Okay? No one can tell me that AOC is that damn smart to get reelected. After all the scrutiny in New York that she gets, she got reelected? Yeah, okay. No one can tell me that Chuck Schumer, okay, has been in power in New York for the past 40 years because people keep voting for him. The people. Not his people. I'm talking the people. But you leftists out there, you don't believe in the people. You believe in your people. Just like all the elitists. So now we got more crime and chaos in New York that's being lied about. You got Brandon Johnson, who's basically, I mean, I don't know how, the only other way they can tell him to get out, I guess, is somebody would have to go in, like in some damn comedy, grab him by the back of his suit coat and just lift him up and just toss him out the door. But, I mean, not that I condone any kind of physical violence or anything like that. But what I'm saying is, like, what else can the people tell him, okay, for him to get out because of what he's doing? It's like more money embezzlement. It's like you wouldn't have this problem if you was to put the people first and not put the migrants and not put into fruition what your leftist overlords want. But does he listen? No. And it gets better, people. On top of the fact that he just tried to pass a bill and they wind up passing it anyway, with more money that's going to the illegal migrants. And I put a video out a couple of days ago on how the people at the town hall meeting were complaining, even though when after he got upset, he wound up just shutting the meeting down, kicking everybody out. Okay, what's he go and do? Oh, that's right. They go and allocate more money. Okay, and just so everybody knows that the Board of Education, you know, they keep saying that they're not out there doing any dirty work for the government or anything like that. Listen to what else this woman has to say. Check this out.
A look and remind our viewers about Mayor Johnson's record, a $982 million budget deficit, and proposing this $300 million property tax hike, spent $527 million on new migrant arrivals, ended Chicago's ShotSpotter gunshot detection tech, despite a 33-14 alderman vote in favor of saving it. Kata, what is the future now? What comes next with Pedro Martinez, the CEO? Because it appears he was fired, quote, without cause, and now has some legal standing perhaps to challenge it.
Well, of course, I'm sure that he is going to challenge it. I'm sure that he is going to probably sue the city of Chicago, which means that the city is going to find itself in deeper financial debt. And it's just a travesty. Let me just say that as mayor, any mayor who comes in has a right to appoint the person that they want. That's not what happened here with Pedro Martinez. Pedro Martinez basically lost his job because he refused to do something that would have been bad for the city. Keep in mind that also within this teacher's contract is a $2,000 set aside per month for migrant students only. Now keep in mind that this is only for migrant students. It's not for underprivileged students. It's not for students whose families are in financial straits. Migrant students only. There's also a set aside of $60 million. Wow. Now this is within the teacher's contract, which has...
Okay, so you people just heard what she said. Not only are they taking money to help out the migrants, the teachers union, they have money put on the side just for migrant children. More taxpayer money, not for the poor students in Chicago, okay? The ones that are born and raised there, the American citizens, the ones whose parents are paying taxes. No, for the migrants' children's money is put aside, okay? Through the Board of Education, through the Biden administration. You know, all you lefties out there can try to spin this any which way you want. You need to understand one thing. The campaigning is over. Okay? You Democrats have been ousted from the White House, from Congress, from the House, from the Senate. That's it. You're done. Now, the people on the lower levels, okay, are trying... I shouldn't say the lower levels. The people trying to save the election on the lower levels are the citizens trying to get rid of the mayors, the governors, whoever's involved. Why? Because it's like they won't stop pushing this immigration issue. They won't stop lying about the crime that's going on. They keep taking from the American taxpayer. Okay, they keep spitting in the face of the constituents that voted them in. And all you people can do is keep spinning things around. Doesn't matter who gets slashed in the face, who gets set on fire, who gets raped, who gets murdered, how much money they take and give it to people that don't deserve it. You people think that everything is fine and people are just plain stupid. Okay? This is why on my thumbnail I wrote, I mean what I said, what I wrote. Okay? That all these governors and mayors in these blue states, okay, are a problem to the sanctity, to the sanctuary of the people. I've said it once, I'll say it again. You people think that you're doing good by going along, okay, with this chaos in the sanctuary cities. Where is the sanctuary of the people? Where is the sanctuary? It's not in Chicago. It's not in New York. It's not in Colorado. It's not in California. It's not in Seattle. It's not in Pennsylvania. Okay? Parts of the Carolinas. I mean, wherever you people are trying to embed yourselves, it just basically turns to shit. That's basically what it does, just like Donald Trump said. Okay? And the people are fighting back harder, and you people are pushing back harder, so your wicked leftist agenda, your narrative, keeps going on and on and on. And you have no, and it's not that you have no idea what really baffles, it doesn't even baffle my mind anymore. Because criminally minded people all think alike. Okay? And that's the fact that you keep saying that, you know what, you're on the right side of history. You are on a side of history, but it's not the right side, because you don't even care about your neighbors. You really don't care about humanity like you say. None of yous. Okay? None of you politicians, all you diehard leftists, you don't care. Because if you did, you'd be out there en masse protesting for the women that are being attacked in New York. You'd be out there protesting for the money that's being laundered in Chicago, because that money belongs to the kids in Chicago, to the taxpayers in Chicago. No, you won't protest against stuff like that. You protest about other stuff. You protest for the criminals. You protest for the illegal migrants. Okay? You protest for a war that's 3,000 miles away on the other side of the planet. But you won't protest for what's important here in our own backyard. And this is why all these governors and these mayors are emboldened to do what they do, and more innocent people get hurt and end up losing. Merry Christmas, huh? It's horrible. A 17-year-old girl's got to spend Christmas with stitches on her face. Some poor woman don't even know her name. Won't even see another Christmas. Her family, friends. But the migrant children in Chicago, they got their way paid through school. The illegal migrants in New York, they'll get, 3 hot meals and a place to stay in a hotel room at that. Why? Because that's what you people wanted. That's what you people wanted. Not us. But you still go out there as if you're campaigning, spewing out the lies, all the hate, and still, trying to make it seem like what we're saying is all lies, while telling everybody else, don't believe your lying eyes and ears. Good job. Good job. But anyway, that's what I got for you. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, pass the channel around. And if you can help support the channel, there's a link in my description to my Cash App and my merch store. Quickly, I just want to thank all my new subscribers here on YouTube and on Rumble. Again, don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe. And Merry Christmas to everybody. It's a couple of days away. I hope that everybody will enjoy it. Stay safe out there. There's a lot of chaos going on. Okay? I mean, if it ain't from crime, it's the drones, it's all kinds of stuff going on. Okay? I mean, just way too much chaos going on. But we got to stay strong and stay vigilant. So remember, people, stay vigilant. Keep praying. Keep praying for each other. Keep praying for the women and the children. Pray for your enemies. Pray for this country. Pray for Donald Trump. And once again, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Peace.